Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a little yoga practice for you, which I know I'm not a certified yoga teacher yet. I really want to do the yoga teacher training, but this is a flow that I do regularly that just helps me with all the sticky places in my body. So it's a lot focused on hips, and especially the hip flexor as well as your shoulders, to just create more openness within your practice day to day. And I love doing this, so if you want to join me, feel free, and let's get right into it. We're going to begin today's practice in an easy wide-legged child's pose, just really trying to become aware of our body and just grounding into the earth. And I would like to introduce a little stretch, so if you want to, you can take your left hand to the left side of the mat and lay your right hand on top of it and just really breathe into the intercostal muscles of your rib cage and trying to open and create more space for your breath to flow. And then we're going to switch sides, so take the right hand to the right side and the left hand on top, trying to breathe into the left side, really open and allow more space. Moving back to neutral, let's have one more big inhalation and exhalation, really being aware and present. Next, we're going to move into a tabletop position, and we're going to start with some cat and cows. I love integrating cat and cows into every single one of my practices because it just really awakens the spine, and it just feels so good after a long day of sitting or maybe even working or lifting heavy weights. And you can add as much movement as you want to, so you can go in circular motions or just do the normal cat cow. Feel free to experiment here. Whenever you're ready, we're going to meet into puppy pose. So for this, you essentially keep your legs the same way as you did in tabletop and slide your arms forward all the way to the front of your mat, so you can have a little arch in the back. And you can either keep your forehead on the ground or even your chin, depending on how open you feel. And this posture is amazing just for opening your shoulders, really opening this chest space of yours. And I personally really feel this in my upper spine somehow. So we're just gonna stay here for a second, breathe deep, and enjoy. When you're ready to come out of that posture, we're going to scoot all the way back and get back into child's pose to kind of counter the movement and the stretch we just did, and just round out our spine and get back into the present moment. One more big breath in, and on our next exhale, we're going to move into our first downward dog of this practice. And I know this can feel really tough, so you can walk it out on the spot or just be gentle and not push it too hard for the first one. Just trying to awaken the backs of your legs and really engage to get as much benefit from this posture as you can. We are now moving into a more active phase of this yoga practice. So on your next inhale, lift up your left leg into a three-legged dog and really opening up the hips. You can stack them and move your left leg in big circles, and then bringing it forward into a high lunge. You can keep your arms grounded for a second if that feels better for you, or you can go straight up into high lunge and raise up and trying to maybe introduce a little back bend, or just feel your body and see whatever feels good for you. Big breath in, and on our next exhale, we're going to twist to our left side. So right arm goes in front, left arm goes to the back, and we are going to ground our right hand and take up our left hand. You can either look up or down, and you can also create circular motions with your arm if that feels good to you. If not, you can just keep still. We're going to rise back up into high lunge and move into warrior 3. Keep engaged, lift up your front palm and reverse into reversed warrior. We're moving forward into falling triangle, so extend your right arm to the sky, and you can either, again, circle your arms, keep your gaze up or down, whatever feels best. Moving back into warrior 2 and switching to pyramid pose. This is really great for your adductors in your legs, and I loved this posture today. You can either keep your hands supported on your ankle or put it on the ground. Look up or down, whatever feels good for you. This is your practice, so obviously adjust whatever you need in this moment right now. Great job at holding this pyramid pose. We're going to move back into warrior, so bend your front leg and reverse it. We're going to cartwheel the arms back to our lunge and square out the hips. Moving into our next asana, the next hold that we're going to do is a lizard pose. So you're going to heel toe walk your left leg to the left side of your mat, and there's a couple variations here. Either keep your leg up and strong or put the knee down. If you need any pillows on your knees, please make sure to protect your knees. You can stay up on your hands or go down on your elbows, really depending on how open your hips are, how you're feeling that day, how much you want to push yourself. And we're just gonna hold here and trying to open the hip and release whatever comes with it. Make sure to breathe deep because hip openings can be tough, and enjoy. Moving into a little bit of a funky transition, we're actually gonna lift up the right back leg and kind of scoot it into our bodies so we can sit in a twisted seat. So our legs are across and we're twisting over to the left. Make sure to get really tall and straight before you do that, and then just twist as much as you can. You can even hug your left knee with your right arm and look over your left shoulder to really have that twist in your spine, and also the release in your left glute, just to really align. In order to come back out of this posture, we're just gonna do a little reverse twist, so this will look to your right to have everything centered again. Then step back with your right leg into your high lunge, step back into downward facing dog, and hold for as long as you want to, or join me on a little flow. So we're doing a chaturanga, move forward into plank, push down, upward facing dog, and then move back into downward facing dog. You can either, again, stay here or join me. We're going to step forward to the front of our mat, exhale, and then breathe in halfway, rise up, exhale again, rise all the way up, bring your arms up, look back, maybe even breathe in, and we also are going to do a little side stretch here. So grab your left wrist with your right hand and move to the right, and then your right hand to the left wrist, move to the left, and we're going to come back to a standing pose. So you can keep your hands either on your heart or just in prayer position, and we're just gonna breathe and see how this feels on the body. Do you feel any different? Does your body feel heated? Are you ready for the next round? Moving right back into the flow, we're gonna inhale, put your arms up, and then dive down, exhale. Inhale, halfway lengthen, exhale, forward fold. We're actually now going to step our left leg back, so our right leg is forwards in our lunge position. You can, again, either keep your hands grounded for a little bit if that feels good for you, or go straight into a high lunge with your legs up high as well. Moving back into our twist, we're going to inhale, and on our exhale, twist to our right. So left hand goes forward, right arm goes back, then ground the left hand to the floor. You can look up, look down, circle your arms, do whatever feels good for you, or just hold. On our next inhale, move back up and switch to warrior two position. Strong arms. Reverse your front palm and go back into reversed warrior. On your next breath, move forward into fallen triangle. So again, put your hand to the ground or on your knee, whatever feels good for you. Circle your arms. Moving back up to warrior two and into our pyramid posture. Choose whatever variation feels best for you and really try to just keep aligned, keep straight. Don't push yourself too hard. Let your body really take the benefit of this posture without stressing it too much. Great job with this asana. We're moving back into our flow, so lift up to warrior two, one more time reversing it, and then cartwheeling the arms back to our lunge. We are again heel toeing our right leg to the right side of our mat into our lizard posture. Choose whatever variation feels best, so maybe drop your knee or drop onto your elbow, keep up straight, see if it feels better to stretch out your hip flexor more or your right hip, your glute, and just really release, trying to breathe through this with normal, relaxed breaths, trying to create more space. Again, don't try to push too hard, just let your body melt into this posture. Moving back through our funky transition, we're gonna pull the left leg into your body into a twisted seed and really make sure that both of your hip bones are grounded. And now you're hugging your right knee with your left arm, looking over your right shoulder, trying to stay upright so you don't twist from the hip too much, but actually twist from the midpoint of your spine. Again, creating space in the intercostal muscles. We're going to, on our next breath in, switch sides and just do a little counter stretch so we feel back to being aligned, and then step back, meet me in downward facing dog. Again, stay here if needed or move through a flow with me. So plank and then chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. If you feel like it, hop to the front of your mat and breathe in, halfway lengthen, forward fold. Reach up with your next inhale all the way to the top. Take your arms with you, maybe introduce a little back bend and dive down on your exhale. Inhale, halfway lengthen, and exhale, forward fold. Stepping back into our downward dog. We're going to hold this just a little bit longer just to really release, get centered, feel into your body and see how it feels different from the first downward dog than compared to this one. We're now gonna lift up our left leg and step into our pigeon pose. This is really one of my favorite poses, so we're gonna hold this a little bit, but introducing that, we're just gonna do wave-like motions with our upper body just so we're ready to go into the pose and go deep, and our body knows that it's now going to be able to release and take its time. Whenever you're ready, get down, lay your chin in your hands or maybe your forehead onto your forearms, however advanced you are. Make sure that you're keeping straight and really breathe deep, let go, enjoy this posture. Once you're ready to come out, we're going to take a big breath in and a breath out, and then we're going to do one more funky transition. So moving back onto our right leg, we're actually going to make sure that both legs are in a 90-degree angle, and we now want to stretch out the hip flexor. So what you want to do for this is you're actually going to tuck your chin onto your chest and place your hands onto your left knee, looking down, and you want to feel this right in the front of your hip. This is your hip flexor, one of my most icky places I have, and definitely a practice that I should be doing every single day. This is a really great stretch that you can feel pretty much in your whole body. It looks kind of weird, but it feels so strong. So make sure to remember to breathe and try not to force it too hard. Great job. I know this was a tough one, but your body will feel the better for it. So now we're just gonna move back into our downward facing dog, holding it for a second, breathing in, out, making sure we're realigned, and then lifting our right leg and moving into our pigeon on the right side. So again, make sure your back leg is straight. Don't push your hip down too much. If you need a prop, please use it, and we're gonna again get back into the wave leg motions in our upper body before diving all the way down and releasing into our pigeon pose. If anything does come up for you emotionally, please just let it go. Feel free. I have actually cried in lizard and pigeon pose before, so if you feel like letting anything go, definitely make sure to do that, and keep your breathing even and deep, and let your body take the time to relax. Great job at holding this pigeon. On our next inhale, we're gonna come out of it. So stepping back into our hip flexor stretch. We're gonna keep both of our legs on a 90-degree angle, right legs forwards. Tuck in your chin to your chest and keep your hands engaged on your upper thigh. You're gonna have to play with this pose a little bit and see, move forward, move backwards, to the left, to the right, keep aligned. Put your head down further or not in order to feel the stretch. This is very individual, and this is also not the same on both sides. So definitely don't lose the fun in it. Try to play with it. And I know this is a tough one. I'm with you on this one. We can do it. Absolutely amazing job. I'm so proud of you for doing this, and we're gonna step back into downward dog together and check our realignment, see how we feel. Breathe in and breathe out slowly, and we're actually gonna go forward into plank and scoot down onto our belly. Again, a little bit of an awkward transition, but one of my favorite stretches in the whole world. We're actually gonna do a cactus arm with our right arm, so everything is 90 degrees And then we're going to lean onto our right side. So right cheek is on the floor. You can either put your left leg up and all the way to the back if you are that flexible, and even take your left arm behind your back. That's not where I'm at with this pose at all, so I'm just fine laying here like that. And this, I feel like, really helps my posture, mainly because it feels so tight, and it's just pure bliss for me to actually stretch out this part of my body. I'm looking forward to this every single day. Great job inhaling, and on our next exhale we're actually going to switch sides. So we're just going to do a little scoot over to the right side of our mat and extend our left arm into cactus arm. Everything is at 90 degrees. Same thing, put your left cheek on the ground and either pull up your leg and or your arm, or just stay like this and enjoy the posture like that. Breathing in and out. On this exhale, we're actually going to move back into a push-up and then switch onto a cross-legged seat. Moving onto your back, we're going to scoot all the way forwards and then reverse our feet up over our head in a plow pose. Again, I know I'm so sorry I'm hitting you with all the really tough poses, because this is just what I need most of the days, and this is what makes me feel the best. So plow pose, you can have a couple of variations here. You can support your lower back with your arms. You can touch your legs. Your legs also don't need to be straight. This is really focused on your back and the entirety of your back, so you should feel this everywhere, which is exactly what makes it so hard but so super beneficial. This is also great for digestion. So if you're really having a hard time with this, make sure to integrate this maybe more often into your daily practices, because I started doing this and it was pure pain for me, and now it's absolute bliss. So make sure to keep breathing. I know you can do it. We can be here together and we can make our body more soft and make it evolve further. Whenever you're ready to release, we can, on our exhale, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae into our Savasana. You're very much invited to just release and stay and breathe, or maybe add a little twist beforehand if that feels good. You can also just stay in the Savasana for longer. Make it narrow, make it wide, just really relax and let your body reap the fruits of the labor you just did by soaking up everything that you just did. And ravishing in the space you created. Deepen your breathing, relax your entire being from your face to your shoulders to your belly. Appreciate those hips and what they did today. Relax your calves, let your feet flop out, and just be. I'm going to add a tiny little awareness meditation breath moment. You can also do this in the Savasana, so don't feel disturbed if you are having a great time in it. If not, we can together go up into a crossed seat or a seat on your knees, whatever feels best for you. And I would just love to have a couple of breaths with you just to round out this practice. And you can either rest your legs on your knees facing upwards to surrender or downwards to ground. And we're just gonna breathe a big breath in and out. And out. Try to just be grateful for yourself at this moment and really appreciate what you just did for yourself. Pouring into your cup, doing something amazing for your body, trying to visualize the space you have created, all the emotional and icky baggage you just let go of in your body, and thank yourself and just really sit in the gratitude that you have for yourself right now. Exhaling all the way out, and on our next inhale we're going to bring up our arms over our head, put them into prayer, and direct them down at your heart. Bow down to yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on this practice. I really do appreciate you, and namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on this practice. I really hope that you enjoyed. I personally feel incredible now, so I hope you do too. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video on Sunday. Bye bye.